as all my friends died, are like the slave race that watches the other slaves. They have just enough liberties that they can get their shields and their portable shields, and have enough say to boss around the.
Echo 419 to Cortana. Foehammer's on station and ready for another pickup.
Affirmative, Foehammer. We're ready for dust-off. Approach when ready. We're going to look for the last lifeboat, Echo 419. Good luck.
The Ungwe, and unfortunately, I don't know much other than that, because their race is one of the ones I dislike the most, so I kind of avoided them.
The cavalry's arrived. Game on.
You guys aren't the same. Actually, let me take a look at you guys. So, I can't tell from this angle. Well, that was weird. But it doesn't look like these guys are UNSC Marines. These might be the UNSC pilots. Also, I think they have identical faces. Come on, move your gun. What? What? Okay. Yeah, they're twins. Get some HP. But yeah, Halo's space pirates. It's a good way to put it. And it's funny because their portable shields, Master Chief uses them all the time in the books. And it would be so helpful if you could actually pick it up and have like a riot shield mechanic for Halo. But I suppose that was too difficult to get into the base game. Or any game, mind you. Where am I going? Because their portable shields aided with Master Chief's.
I picked up reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. The good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is that the Covenant have captured the entire surviving command crew. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors.
The cool thing about that happening around this point is, canonically, it took the Covenant about that amount of time to capture him. The thing is, I don't think they did this, but yeah, in the book. Okay, let's take a pause. The way Captain Keyes gets captured is they... Actually, no, this is not canonical at all, because they were on the run for 72 straight hours before getting captured. Captain Keyes and the command structure, which included a small group of ODST, the flight group, which had 8 commanding officers, including Captain Keyes himself, and like the people that were on the board of the Pillar of Autumn. What happened is, after that second day straight of continual running, it started wearing and tearing on some of the more green members of the commanding flight crew. And they thought, hey, why haven't the Covenant killed us? Because it was a very good question to ask and think. The Covenant's entire mentality up to this point hasn't been very preservation of mankind-esque. And it was awkward with this whole scenario because the Covenant were pretty much going really easy on the commanding officers, because it would have been a simple carpet bomb the area and wipe them out, or send ungodly amounts of people and power, because you just send enough envoys there and kill them all out. Unfortunately for the commanding crew, as time went by and patience got thin, one particular person was like, well, I think it's a smart idea for us to not fight back, and we should just let the Covenant take us, because for some reason they haven't killed us yet. So maybe they want us all alive. Lo and behold, that stupid bitch is the reason why they all got captured. Because Commander Keyes, after she was like, well, I'm going to talk all this insubordination and call out the captain's like, he's dumb. This is all dumb. We should just surrender before it gets worse. So Keyes was like, you know what? Fine. You want to go surrender to your Covey masters? Go
The
ahead.
last lifeboat is in the mountains
But-
near a rock slide.
It's like, yeah, go ahead. But you don't get your gun. You don't get any of your rations or any of your trail stuff. Also, we're tying you to a rock. So then the commanding officers beat her up, tied her to a rock, and left her in a cave as the rest of the Covenant found her and captured her. Unfortunately,
Survivors detected. Marines are concealed in those rocks.
in the process, she kind of snitched out the rest of the commanding crew, and after a small scuffle, they eventually gave up, and this one badass elite just went through and systematically, executionary style. Well, first, he forced a girl to point out Commander Keyes, and after she did, he gave the other elites the order and systematically just went through and executed every single person of the commanding crew. And then the moment when that was happening, the one girl that did the insubordination was like, oh, I didn't know that they were gonna do that, oh. And then the moment she says that, the one elite that was the head of all this just pops her in the back of the head and she just dies immediately. And yeah, it wasn't the commanding crew that got captured. It was just Keyes. They only wanted Keyes because he was the captain and they assumed he knew something more than what everybody else did. Which was right. But only happened because one person fucked it up instead of just being quiet about it. So yeah, that's a sad story about how that happened.
Look, a Mark 5.
Yeah, come on. I saved you. Is that all you? But yeah, that's my story about how Commander Keyes got captured in the book. But keep in mind, while they were getting captured, they killed a good amount of Covenant forces in the process. And these aren't Spartans. These were just Marines and pilots that were fighting off Wraiths, Banshees, all the horrible things you can think of to throw at humans. You get away from my friends! Oh, great. No! No! Not again! Why does this always happen to them? They just wanted to be loved! I'm sorry, Jimmy. Fernando. Oh, hello. Well then, I might have another chance to save them. Nope, they're dead. Though, no time to mourn. Now that I know what's coming. I'll make you pay for killing Jimmy and Fernando. Also, death number 3. How did you miss? I'm a standing target. A sitting target. It seriously makes me wonder if everybody on the Halo ring are just...
New traffic on the Covenant Battlenet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser, the Truth and Reconciliation, a ship I disabled before we abandoned the Autumn. The Truth and Reconciliation touched down on a desert plateau roughly 300 kilometers upspin. There's our ride. Get aboard and let's get out of here.
Welcome aboard, Master Chief. Ready for dust-off.
Life of a Spartan's never done.
We should move out, Lieutenant, and then we'll need your help on a rescue mission. The enemy has captured Captain Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Keyes' neural implants.
Hit 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour!
Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
I also don't believe that's a feature that ever came back in the game. And my, do I believe this got loud. I don't know how it is for you guys currently. It is overbearing for me. Alright. Not as stealthy as I wanted to be, but what can one expect